Let me start with a simple question. Why is it that so many people at younger and younger ages are walking around with glasses, contacts, or eye drops, yet their eyesight continues to worsen year after year? We've been told it's aging or genetics or just bad luck. But what if I told you that much of it is not inevitable? What if I told you that blurry vision is not the end of the story, but the beginning of a chance to restore clarity? Tonight, I want to show you how your daily choices, your food, your light exposure, your rest, your environment, can either damage your eyes or give them back the brightness they were designed for. People walk into my office and say, "Doc, my eyesight is going because I'm getting older." That's the story they've been told for decades, and it sounds convincing. After all, we expect gray hair with age, we expect wrinkles with age, so it makes sense to assume fading eyesight belongs in the same category. But here's what's remarkable. Age itself is not the villain. The real culprit is the environment we've built around our eyes. It's not that time wears them down. It's that we've put them in a constant storm they were never designed to handle. Think about your daily life. You wake up, check your phone, scroll in bed, sit at a screen for work, take breaks by looking at another screen, then wind down at night with even more screens. Those tiny blue wavelengths blasting from your devices are high energy light, designed to keep you alert. But when they hit the retina hour after hour, they don't just keep you awake. They stress the delicate photoreceptors, flood them with oxidative damage, and throw off your natural rhythm of repair. The eyes are not failing. They're fighting a battle they were never meant to fight. Now, layer on the modern diet. Sugar is everywhere, even in foods you'd never expect. Every time you flood your bloodstream with sugar, the fragile vessels that carry oxygen and nutrients to your retina are forced to work overtime. Over years, sugar stiffens those vessels, a process we call glycation. It's like pouring syrup into a system designed for clear water. Everything clogs, everything slows. The blood can't deliver what the eyes need, so the retina suffocates. And when an organ that hungry for energy is starved, vision blurs. That's not bad luck. That's biochemistry. Add stress to the picture. Chronic stress doesn't just make you tired. It keeps your body stuck in survival mode. Stress hormones like cortisol redirect resources away from long-term repair and funnel them into short-term survival. Your eyes, already burning through more oxygen per gram than almost any other tissue in your body, are left with less. Stress also tightens blood vessels, making circulation sluggish. You know that gritty, strained feeling in your eyes at the end of a hard day. That's not age. That's stress squeezing the life out of your vision. And then comes sleep, or rather the lack of it. We cut corners on rest as if it were optional, but the truth is sleep is when your retina cleans house. At night, while you're dreaming, oxidative debris is cleared, cells regenerate, and your visual system resets. Skip that window often enough, and the garbage piles up. Vision doesn't fade because the eyes wear out. It fades because they never got a chance to heal. It's like running a marathon every day and never stopping to stretch. You wouldn't blame age. If your legs gave out, you'd blame exhaustion. The tragic part is that most people never see it this way. They think glasses or drops are the only solution, but those are just patches over a deeper wound. The eyes are inflamed, overworked, and undernourished, and the body is raising its hand, saying, "Help me." When vision turns blurry, It's not destiny knocking. It's a warning sign, a signal that the balance has tipped. Every organ in your body has a fuel requirement, but the eyes sit in a category of their own. Most people don't realize that the retina is the hungriest tissue in the entire body. Pound for pound, it consumes more energy than your heart, your liver, or even your brain. That makes sense when you think about it. The eyes are always on, always processing, even when you're not aware of it. Every blink, every shift in light, every detail you notice is powered by a constant stream of nutrients. And here's the key. If the diet doesn't provide them, the eyes suffer first. Now think about the modern plate. Breakfast might be a bowl of cereal or a pastry, lunch a sandwich with processed bread, dinner takeout, maybe pizza or fried chicken. It feels filling, it gives a burst of energy, but it starves the eyes. Processed food is stripped of antioxidants, stripped of healthy fats, stripped of vitamins. What's left is sugar, salt, and refined oils that do more harm than good. Sugar inflames the microvessels in the retina. Refined oils rich in omega-6 tilt the balance toward inflammation. And when that inflammation takes root, it clouds the precision machinery of your vision. Contrast that with foods designed by nature. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and collard greens contain lutein and zeaxanthin, pigments that actually embed themselves in the retina. They act like internal sunglasses, filtering harmful light and shielding your photoreceptors from damage. The richer the color in your vegetables, the stronger the protection. When people skip these foods, the shield thins and the eyes are exposed to constant assault. Then there are omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, found abundantly in salmon, sardines, and mackerel. The retina is loaded with DHA, not by accident, but by design. It gives membranes flexibility, helps transmit signals smoothly, and protects against degeneration. Remove omega-3s from the diet, and the retina becomes brittle, less resilient, more prone to break down. Add them back in, and you see resilience return. The science on this is so strong that omega-3 intake has been tied to lower risks of age, related macular degeneration, and dry eye syndrome. Vitamin E, found in nuts and seeds, adds another layer of defense. Every time your eyes process light, they generate oxidative stress. Vitamin E is one of the key antioxidants that neutralizes that stress before it can damage cells. Without enough of it, oxidative damage accumulates like rust spreading across metal. A handful of almonds or sunflower seeds daily can mean the difference between a retina overwhelmed and a retina protected. And let's not forget zinc, abundant in beans, lentils, and pumpkin seeds. Zinc plays a critical role in transporting vitamin A into the retina, where it's converted into the pigment that allows you to see in low light. That's why zinc deficiency often shows up as night blindness. You don't need supplements to correct this. You need food that actually delivers what your eyes require. The pattern becomes clear. A diet of processed food slowly robs the eyes of their defenses, leaving them vulnerable to inflammation and damage. Built on whole, colorful, nutrient-dense foods refills the tanks and equips the retina to do its job with precision. What you eat is not just about calories or taste, it's about vision. Every bite you take is either clouding or clearing the lens through which you see the world. When you think about nutrition, you probably picture food or maybe supplements. But your eyes have another source of nourishment, one most people never stop to consider: light itself. The retina is not just a camera taking snapshots of the world. It's a living tissue designed to capture energy from light and convert it into signals your brain can interpret. In a very real sense, your eyes eat light. Every cell in your retina is like a solar panel, tuned to specific wavelengths that help it function, repair, and communicate. The trouble is, the light environment we've created for ourselves is nothing like the one nature intended. Instead of waking with the sun and spending our days under its broad spectrum of light, we spend nearly all of our time under artificial lighting. Fluorescent bulbs, LED lamps, and the glow of our computer and phone screens dominate our vision. These lights are heavy in blue wavelengths and poor in the rest of the spectrum. Your eyes were not designed for that imbalance. Blue light in the wrong dose at the wrong time confuses the system. Your circadian rhythm, the body's internal clock, is anchored by light entering your eyes. Early morning sunlight tells the brain it's time to wake up, ramp up metabolism, and set the timer for melatonin release later that night. But if you miss that morning signal and instead bathe your eyes in screen light late into the evening, the clock falls out of sync, melatonin is suppressed, sleep is delayed, and the retina is left restless when it should be repairing. This is why so many people wake up groggy with heavy eyes. They didn't let their body cycle properly because the light cues were all wrong. And beyond rhythm, there's the matter of spectrum. Sunlight contains every wavelength from deep reds to bright blues in a balance your eyes evolved to use. Each wavelength plays a role. Red and near infrared light penetrate deeply, energizing mitochondria and supporting cellular repair. Blue light in the morning sharpens alertness and primes your visual system for activity. Green light soothes, balancing the extremes. Strip away parts of that spectrum and the solar panels in your retina are left half fed. Artificial light might let you see, but it doesn't let your eyes thrive. This is why stepping outside for even a few minutes of natural light can be transformative. When the morning sun hits your eyes without sunglasses filtering it out, it charges those solar panels. The retina soaks in the full spectrum, resetting the clock, energizing the cells, and signaling your brain to prepare for the day. The effect isn't mystical, it's biological. Your eyes expect that signal, and when they don't get it, every downstream process suffers. At the same time, protecting your eyes from excess artificial blue light at night is just as important. It's not about never using screens, but about creating balance. Dimming devices in the evening, using warmer tones, or simply stepping away from electronics before bed gives the retina a break and allows melatonin to rise. The rhythm restores itself when the inputs are right. Light is a nutrient every bit as vital as vitamins and minerals. When it's missing or distorted, the eyes begin to falter. When it's restored in its natural form, clarity and resilience return. People tend to think of sleep as downtime, a break from living, a period where nothing important is happening. But inside your body, and especially inside your eyes, sleep is when some of the most important work takes place. The retina is bombarded all day long with light, oxidative stress, and constant activity. It never really gets a pause while you're awake. Only when you finally close your eyes at night and drift into deep sleep does the repair crew clock in. That's the time when damage is cleared, when energy reserves are refilled, and when balance is restored. Cutting sleep short means cutting that repair window short. Every lost hour is an hour your retina doesn't get to clean out debris or patch up cells. Imagine a construction site where workers are supposed to repair damage every night, but they're only given half their shift. The damage piles up, small cracks go unfixed, and eventually the structure starts to falter. That's exactly what happens to your vision when you make a habit of staying up too late or waking too early. The system never fully recovers, and the result is strain, blurriness, and fatigue. Sleep is also when blood flow redistributes. During the day, stress hormones keep your circulation focused on muscles and energy demanding tasks. At night, that pressure eases and fresh blood delivers oxygen and nutrients back to tissues that have been running on empty. The retina, with its relentless energy needs, depends on that surge of nighttime supply. If you cut the night short, you cut short its oxygen and nutrition, and over weeks, months, and years, the shortage adds up to visible decline. Then there's oxidative stress. Every time your eyes process light, they produce reactive oxygen species, byproducts that can damage cells if not neutralized. Your antioxidant systems work nonstop, but they rely on sleep to fully catch up. Deep sleep in particular is when your brain and eyes sweep away oxidative waste. Without that, the debris accumulates like dust on a lens. You might not notice it right away, but the cloudiness builds, and one morning you realize you're not seeing with the clarity you once had. People often underestimate how deeply sleep and eyesight are linked because they don't connect the immediate dots. If you spend a week skimping on sleep, your vision might just feel a little strained. But if you repeat the pattern over months or years, the retina slowly loses ground. It's the same principle as driving your car across the country without ever stopping for gas or maintenance. You can push it further than you think, but eventually the breakdown comes. This is why rest should never be considered optional. Glasses and medications can't substitute for the repair work your eyes are designed to do at night. No technology can replace the restorative processes of deep sleep. Your eyes are not asking for luxury. They are asking for the basic window of time they require to heal. When you honor that, the difference is not subtle. You wake up with eyes that feel refreshed instead of heavy, focused instead of foggy, steady instead of strained. Most people think of exercise in terms of muscles, weight, or maybe heart health, but hardly anyone connects it to vision. Yet the eyes are just as dependent on circulation and balance as any other organ. The retina, being the hungriest tissue in the body, needs a steady stream of oxygen and nutrients. Movement is what keeps that stream flowing. When you sit still for long stretches, circulation slows, sugar builds up in the blood, and inflammation quietly rises. The result is that the tiny vessels feeding the retina are put under stress, and over time, they begin to break down. Something as simple as a 20-minute walk after a meal changes that equation completely. Muscles pull sugar out of the bloodstream to use as fuel, dropping glucose levels without the need for extra insulin. That single act protects the delicate capillaries in the eyes from the stiffening and clogging that sugar causes. It's not intense exercise, not hours at the gym, just a short daily rhythm that takes the strain off the visual system. Other forms of movement bring their own benefits. Yoga, for example, combines breathing with postures that improve circulation to the head and neck. Increased blood flow to those regions delivers oxygen to the eyes and helps regulate intraocular pressure, which is a key factor in preventing glaucoma. Certain postures relieve pressure that builds when blood has trouble draining from the eye, giving the tissue space to function more smoothly. Even stretching, something most people dismiss, can make a surprising difference. Hours of sitting create tension in the neck and shoulders, compressing the arteries and veins that feed the eyes. A few minutes of loosening those muscles can restore flow that had been blocked all day. The link between exercise and inflammation is another critical piece. Inflammation is the silent enemy of vision, clouding the retina and damaging structures over time. Movement, by lowering stress hormones and improving insulin sensitivity, naturally reduces inflammatory signals. It's not about exhausting workouts. It's about consistency. A body that moves daily carries less inflammation, and eyes in that body are calmer, clearer, and more resilient. When you look at the patterns of eye disease, you see this connection everywhere. People with sedentary lifestyles and poor glucose control are far more likely to develop diabetic retinopathy, macular degeneration, or glaucoma. Those who build regular movement into their lives, walking, cycling, yoga, swimming, see lower rates. It isn't coincidence, it's physiology. Blood vessels stay flexible, blood sugar stays balanced, inflammation stays in check, and the eyes, dependent on all three, stay stronger for longer. You don't need equipment, fancy memberships, or hours carved out of your day. The truth is, your eyes don't care how you move, only that you do. A walk after dinner, stretching at your desk, taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Each of these is an act of nourishment for your vision. Every step sends a message. Fuel is moving, oxygen is arriving, repair can happen. The eyes are fed not by stillness, but by flow. And when that flow is restored, clarity often returns in ways that surprise people who never thought exercise and eyesight belonged in the same sentence.